So next we're going to talk about Japan. From ancient times, indigenous Japanese taste has been distinguished by a respect for and delight in the natural material. So they use a lot of wood and unpainted ceramics. The glaze perhaps part of it, but then they leave part of it to show the natural color of the clay. Things like this that are frequently found in Japanese art. The Japanese have preserved their cultural heritage while welcoming and creating transformation with foreign influences, first from China and Korea, and more recently from Europe and North America. Human inhabitants on the Japanese islands dates to around 30,000 years ago. During the Jomon period, circa 12,000 to 400 BCE, Neolithic hunter-gatherers developed the ability to make ceramics. Recent scientific studies has dated some Japanese pottery to circa 12,000 BCE, making it the oldest known in the world. Immigrants from Korea during the Yachoi period, circa 400 BCE to 300 CE, helped to transform Japan into an agricultural nation where rice cultivation became widespread. The emergence of a class structure can be dated to this time, and the development of metal technology, first bronze, then iron. This brings us into what is known as the Kofun period. And during this period, we have it's Kofun, or the Old Tombs period. This is dated to circa 300 to 552 BCE, and it's named because of the large tombs that were created at this time. And there is a system that was put in place here for their leaders that still exists in Japan today, and evidently maintained that the emperor, or very rarely the empress, descended directly from Shinto deities. When the Kanfo emperor died, chambered tombs furnished with pottery and other grave goods were constructed following Korean examples. Some tomb sites extend over more than 400 acres with artificial hills built over the tombs themselves. On top of the hills were placed hollow ceramic works of sculpture called haniwa. The first haniwa were simple cylinders that may have held jars or ceremonial offerings. By the 5th century, these cylinders came to be made in the shape of ceremonial objects, houses, boats, and such. By the 6th century, haniwa had taken human shapes. And so here I am showing you an example of this, of a haniwa. This is from the 6th century. So the haniwas were left unglazed, as in the example I'm showing you here. And again, the Japanese are doing this on purpose. They want to celebrate the natural material of the clay. Shinto is the indigenous religious belief system of Japan. It encompasses a variety of ritual practices that center around family, village, and national devotion. And this, I will show you one of their shrines. This is one of the great shrine monuments, the Great Shrine at Ise, on the coast southwest of Tokyo. It's a typical shrine as far as architecture for this time period. We have these wooden pylons that raise it off the ground, and then we have horizontal logs that hold up a thatched roof. And it's made of unpainted cypress wood, cypress lasts a really long time. It's good wood to build something like this out of, and that's why we still have it today. This brings us to the Asuka period, and this is the time period is 552 to 645 CE or AD. And this is the time when Buddhism is introduced to Japan. And we begin to have images like this. So if you remember from when we were talking about India, we see this pagoda structure becomes like a stupa. It has a relationship to the stupa found in India. So this is the most significant surviving early Japanese Buddhist temple, and it's called Horyuji. It's not far from Nara. It was founded in 607 CE and rebuilt after a fire in 670. Horyuji is the oldest wooden temple in the world. And so we see, the influence here of Buddhism, but the Japanese really were very tolerant of other cultures and comfortable with having them coexist with Shinto, just as it had with Hinduism in India or Confucianism and Taoism in China. So these religions start to become more accepted across Asia at this early time of early Asian art. So I hope you have enjoyed this brief overview of Asia.